All right, so now welcome to the second week of the course. I've seen some great comments and videos from all of you, so keep it up. I'm really proud of the work that I see that you're doing. Now, this week, what I'm going to do is, first of all, you're going to have a little bit of homework this week, okay? I have three different arrangements, I guess you can say, of It's Only a Paper Moon. So I was going to do something else in this week, but I decided this would be better based upon what it is that you learned last week. So we're obviously going to be building upon each week. So the idea this week is to get a little bit more loose in the left hand and get a little bit more motion in the left hand. Of course, remember, all of these concepts, you can apply these to other songs. These concepts work especially well over songs like Ain't Misbehavin', It's Only a Paper Moon, let's see, Sunny Side of the Street, that was another one. Any of those, like bouncy kind of tunes like that, all right? So anyway, what we're going to do is, first of all, let's take a look at the first one here, which is just with pause, all right? This is pa, this is just version 1, I'll call it. An pa is when you have a chord, like let's take our C6 chord here, and instead of just playing it as just a plain old chord, we break it up and we do a pa. And if you're curious about the spelling, I spell it O-O-M, like and then pa, P-A-H, right? Pa, 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 pa. And this is the basis for our stride style. So if we're just looking to like, that kind of stuff, like here I'm just going to root, trying to get down to that fifth. I keep it in the sixth, but there's all different types of pas that you can do here, just going between the fifth and the third. So anyway, we'll talk about the improvisation a little bit later. For right now, though, let's just break up this pa. Now, what I've done here is I've created a very simple pa. So I'm just going to play the left hand for you. This is over C6, and you notice all I'm doing here is the fifth and the root in the left hand. Could I do the fifth and the sixth? Sure. Although down here it's a little tense. The tension isn't that bad as long as you don't, like, really make it forceful. As long as you're just playing it light, it's okay. I did the fifth and the root. And then here I did the fifth and the seventh of C sharp diminished, fifth and the seventh of D minor, fifth and the seventh of G7. Of course, now I'm playing the root and then the fifth and the seventh, just to be absolutely clear. And then back to the root, 5-7, root 5-7 of G, root 5 root of C6. I can go to the fifth and the sixth, or I could play that again. I just did this again. And then C6 again, C7. This time I put the E in the bass, because when I have C and I go to C7 and I'm going to F, you know how that E has a nice passing feel to get up to that F. So, and here I did the seventh and the root, F6, F sharp diminished, and then G7, and then back to C6. And then we do this little, that little thing which I'll explain to you in a second. So the first thing to do is just start to get that left hand going. Just nice and easy and relaxed. Now you might have a question like, okay, well, Willie, can I do the 3, 5, and 7? Sure, you can do that. Of course, down here, it's going to sound a little bit muddy, right? But if I did all the chords up here, see, that works. Now you might be wondering, well, what if I did inversions? Would inversions work? Well, let's take a listen. Why won't inversions work? Well, inversions are not going to work because of the root motion. You know where I'm going with this? The root motion helps really, it grounds the ear, right? So when you hear just that root motion, right, and the melody, you still hear the essence of the song. Like when I tell you, like, if I just play that D again down there, You know, it's like that D over and over like that doesn't sound all that good, does it? Because there's no motion going on. Same thing when I do that inversion down here. Now, a lot of times we would be playing inversions if we were playing like, you know, with a bass player or something. But now we're doing the bass. So when you're doing that pa bass, that part, right, the first beat is really going to always be your root. Or in the case of like C7 over E, it's the E, but remember, E is the bass note that should be played under that chord because it's C7 over E. All right, so then we want to play an E down there. The pause, by the way, I want to let you know, quarter notes, all quarter notes. All right, you don't have to do eighths, you don't have to do 16ths, just all quarter notes. So if I go back to the beginning again, I get this. G7, D minor, G7, C6, C6, C7 over E, F6, F sharp diminished, G7. Check this out. Now here, this is a great little turn here, a little phrase here to get it on your belt. This is going from the 1 chord up to the 5. You hear this a lot.